Hello and welcome. So Maria McMahon with you here, and I am a British certified therapist. I work with men and women to help them to heal from narcissistic abuse. So what I want to talk about in this series today is, are narcissists lying when they say they love you? Now, actually, the answer is, it's complicated. But stick with me because I'm going to share with you 4 simple questions you can ask yourself that will leave you in no doubt if you are really struggling to know the answer to this for yourself. But firstly, why is it so complicated? When a narcissist meets you initially and they start the love bombing stage, they're in love with you, but they're in love with an idealized version of you, a version that has nothing to do with who you really are as a person. What they do is they mirror you, and this creates an enigmatic rapport that has you falling head over heels before you know what's hit you. But after a while, and this can be very, very short while, or it can be a longer while, they start seeing you as a real person who can't live up to their impossibly high and totally false ideals of who you should be. So then they start the devaluing stage. And this is where they get really, really mean, and you're left reeling from shock because you can't understand this Jekyll and Hyde behavior they're suddenly displaying. One minute they adored you, the next they're criticizing you, flirting in front of you with other people, withholding sex and affection, and leaving you feeling just wretched. But then again, in a heartbeat, they tell you they love you. Do they? What the hell is going on? This causes even more confusion. You're yo-yoing back and forth emotionally, on a high one minute because they love you, on a low the next because their behavior is telling you something completely different. It's utterly confusing, but here's the thing. It's all part of the narcissist's game, all part of their typical behavioral pattern, and all part of their strategies to unsettle you. Now, over time, it becomes much more than just unsettling. It becomes devastating to your self-esteem. So now let's go back to the question, are they lying when they say they love you? And the honest truth is, yes, they're lying. In the beginning, they're lying to themselves because they know the form. You're not the first person they've loved bombed, and you won't be the last. They're just going back over their standard playbook because they know how well it works. And when they hone in on their new target, they pull out all those old skills, all those old tools, Now, they're also lying because a narcissist is truly incapable of real love. A narcissist is an empty, hollow vessel who needs constant attention, adoration, and incessant validation to make them feel good about themselves. And they exhaust you emotionally and often physically. They lie, they cheat, they belittle, they degrade and steal. Not just your possessions and your money, but they aim to steal your self-worth, your life, your very soul. And they use the word love as a means to trap you and to keep you trapped in their web of lies and deceit. So the big question is, how do you get to the truth so that you know for yourself whether this person really loved you or not? Bear in mind that when I talk about these issues that I talk about in all of these videos, I'm always talking about behavioral patterns, And with a narcissist, you're always going to see a lot of these behavioral patterns. It's never going to be just one thing. So if you're seeing lots of these, behavioral patterns that I talk about in these videos, then you very possibly could be with a narcissist, but you are in a toxic relationship. That's what matters. So let's talk about how you can get to the truth. And I have 4 questions that I'm going to talk about in the next video that will really help you to understand and get some clarity around whether they are genuine or not. So stay with me. Check out my next video, okay? Bye for now.